Okay, sitting down with somebody here, and he doesn't even know why I'm here for. Try to get it from me before we start his interview, but want a coffee? Okay. So we found out that the hunger striker, Fredericton, his strike is all over.
Yes.
Now, behind the scene, I know we're not kissing ass here, and I email the Premier, same thing. You were involved in it a little.
Yes.
You've seen the video on my blog.
Yes.
This wasn't planned. You see me on the street the next day, and you didn't know where he lived. And
right.
We went there, no fanfare, no
right.
nothing. Can you tell more of what happened there?
Well, you know, first of all, I mean, every time you do a good deed doesn't necessarily mean that you have to broadcast it to the public and say, look what I'm doing.
And plus, excuse me, just for 1 second. And then you were in the spot. Like you told me, you didn't want to make it look like an election issue, but it's 50 days on the hunger strike.
I saw
I
saw your blog, and I'd heard, and I thought, you know, as mayor, I wanted to sit down and to talk to him, and basically say the same thing that his friends were saying, and so yeah, no fanfare, no media or anything like that. I asked you to show me where I lived. You came up. You sat in my vehicle for 45 minutes.
My God, that was hard. But that was hard to sit down there.
Well, it was hard, but it was a very difficult conversation. But it was a very meaningful conversation.
So what happened there? You knocked at the door and you went in?
Knocked on the door. His wife, you know, is this a wife?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, the lady answered the door. She invited me in, and he must have been laying down, and he got up and came out.
Did he know who you were?
Yes, he knew who I was.
Okay.
So we had a very compassionate conversation, and I told him that I said, I liken you to a candle, and you know, once the light goes out, the candle is not, you know, is not useful anymore. And you know, I told him that that there are people that are, you know, have been motivated and inspired by his stand, but he's needed to be here so he can continue to educate people and to share the plight of the Congolese with the public. It's much more important that that he end his hunger strike and continue on. And that's all I wanted to say to him. And I'm happy now after the fact, Charles, that it has worked out well. I'm happy that the federal and provincial governments have talked to him, and you know, he's absolutely correct in what he's saying. I mean, it's a brutal regime, and they should be taken to task in terms of human rights violations and the rapes and the murders and all of the things that are happening. You know, if you do business with people like that, there has to be conditions, and those conditions have to be, you have to improve your human rights violations, or we don't do business. He
contacted you from the hospital?
He called me from the hospital, and he called me in the morning to tell me that he was having a press conference at his home at 9:30. Mm-hmm. And I was prepared to go to that just as an observer. I certainly appreciated the fact that he'd included me. As you know, I contacted you because you are the one that actually inspired me through your blog to do something.
No, you're not kissing ass, no.
I would never do that with you. I'm allergic. I'm allergic to you. So anyway, as you know, the press conference was canceled. My schedule has been extremely busy, and he then went to the hospital. He called to tell me that he had lost or misplaced my phone number, and called to tell me that that the hunger strike was over, that he had talked to the federal and provincial people.
So if he called you, that means he must have really listened to what you told him.
I was quite honored to get the call from him in the hospital, and very difficult to even understand him. He's in such a weakened state. So I told him that I did not want to be attending his funeral. I told him that I wanted to help any way that I could and get the message out.
Okay, so what are you going to do? The straight's over. Mm-hmm. He's coming back to his help. You, as very outspoken, I listened to your speech at the Synagogue Holocaust yesterday. It was very good. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to bring the issues in Congo?
Well, I promised him that I would assist him in getting the message out, and these are international issues, obviously, but so is the Holocaust issue. I mean, it's something that affects mankind and affects the world, and if it weren't for people like Frederick. We would be just going about our business and thinking about ourselves. We have to be made aware of those kinds of things. And as I said in the Holocaust presentation, that when you take Rwanda and you take Bosnia and you take what's happening right now with Assad in Syria, there's a lot of bad things happening to people who deserve better, and the human rights violations and the death and deprivation is just disgusting. He brings another perspective in another area of the world that, for the most part, is being neglected. So yeah, I'm able to and happy to participate.
Maybe you could, somewhere where you go in so many places, some organization or some conference.
That's what I'll do. I mean,
and you will.
My gift is the gift of communication.
The gift of gab.
The gift of gab. Well, I didn't like to say it's the gift of communication, and I would be happy to help him out that way. But I'm very, I'm overjoyed that he has decided at a very critical time in his health and his life to end the hunger strike. I think he's more valuable to us alive than dead, and I think he's got a lot of life left in him. And I think because of his passion and his belief that he'll continue to make people aware and to get in the side of government and say, you know what, you got to represent all the people and take them to task for what they're doing and what they're doing wrong, which is unacceptable by Canadian standards or by world standards.
Good work, well said. Thank you.